Have you ever thought about selling everything to travel the world? We have, and we've done it. So today we're going to share with you sort of how the process as to why we've sold everything, how we went about selling everything, and the benefits that we've seen as a result of getting rid of all of our possessions.
I'm sorry, I was just waiting for
The
that.
happiness, guys.
Yeah. But basically, our situation, we are married, we don't have any kids.
Yeah.
We are on our
Mid 40s,
late,
early.
I didn't say late 40s anymore. This is just over 50. And that's what we have done. We live in Canada, we have a home, and we want to go and talk today about the process that we went through, that it might be helpful if you are considering that as well.
Yeah, and the main driving force as to why we have decided to sell everything is freedom. We do not want to be tied down here in Canada by possessions, by a home. And I know that might sound funny to a lot of people, but a home and your possessions come with a lot of work and responsibility.
And not to mention cost.
Yeah, it's also expensive.
It is. If you think about freedom and cost, how can we do this? Maybe that's what we are trying to understand. We are going to share with you the process that we went through. Spoiler alert, it doesn't happen from 1 month. It's been a process that we have been going through for quite a few years, but we are going to share with you how we have done.
Yeah, and when you think about it, you spend a lifetime accumulating things and possessions. And so it's not something that's going to happen in a weekend. You're not going to go through everything you own and get rid of it all. So you really have to start at the beginning and kind of take an inventory of what you have so you know where to begin.
Yeah, that's what we have done. It kind of helped in a way because the place that we have in Toronto, we used it to live upstairs and we were renting downstairs. Mm-hmm. When we thought of this process of traveling the world, we kind of shift the positions. We decided to go and live downstairs because by living downstairs in the lower unit would allow us to have less things. And the stuff that we had upstairs, we kind of sold and we also donated. Mm-hmm. But by doing this on the first place, I believe there was something that quite helped us.
Yeah, and the reasoning behind it was we were going to be living in smaller spaces anyways, so we might as well get used to it and start getting rid of our things, right?
Let go of the clutter, let go of the chaos. He's the clutter wonder from down under. You can't have this for you in the space you have. Master of organization. Clean sweep guru, Peter Walsh. Clutter creates chaos.
True.
So we really kind of implemented a few different strategies. We implemented the 90-90 rule. So have I used it in 90 days? Will I use it in 90 days? And if it didn't comply with that rule, we put it in the go pile.
Yeah. For guys, maybe like me, it's not 90,
30.
No, 30, 0. Do I need it? No? Okay, that's it. I don't know. Maybe. That's what I did.
90-90.
The next one was we really started to digitize everything. Anything and everything we came across, whether that was important files that we needed to take with us, pictures that we wanted to have with us, greeting cards, letters that people had written to us, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We put as much of it in a digital format as possible because the physical one was going away.
It was going away. And again, this is something that is going to take a while because some of them are really important to us, like our wedding, photos, which of course there is, you have those, but some of them we are kind of keeping, but I'm going to say maybe less than 1% of everything that we've had. The other 99% for those that we wanted to keep goes to a pile that we are going to digitalize, and the other ones we just...
And when I think this was more my process than Jean's, I had photo albums of a lot of photos. And when I started to go through them, one, I realized that I hadn't looked at these pictures in years. I had carted around photo albums full, heavy photo albums, but I hadn't opened them. I hadn't looked at any of these pictures. So one, it was really nice to go through them, and now those memories are fresh in my mind. But two, I realized that I was a really bad photographer. The vast majority of them, one, I couldn't remember what it was for. Two, it was out of focus. Or three, I had about 20 of the same thing. So that was kind of liberating too, to be able to go through and say, okay, well, this one has zero meaning. Let's get rid of it. And then the ones that did have meaning, we scanned so that I would always have them.
Yeah, and I might be thinking, okay, but if that's the case, where am I gonna keep those? Nowadays, it's quite easy for you. You might have heard of Dropbox. You might have heard of even Google Drive. I mean, there are so many services available that you can use. And by doing that, it's like mentally we are saying, yes, we are kind of getting rid, we are scanning everything. But when we wanted to go and take a look, we have it,
Actually easier to find.
easier. Are we really going to take a look? I'm gonna tell you guys later, but at least we kept them. So that's important.
So once you kind of start this process, once you've inventoried everything, you know what you have in all of these hidden closets and drawers, now it's time to decide, how am I going to get rid of it? And we really started off by asking family and friends if they would like any of our items. So what would you like of our things that may bring you joy?
Yeah.
We didn't want to burden our family with and friends with our stuff. So if they didn't need it or want it, no problem, right? But if there was something that they could use, then we were more than happy to give it to them, because we'd rather our stuff go to people who need it than just be thrown out.
Yeah, that's true. And we are really close of living 34, 35, 30. Less than 30 days away before Christine stops working. But if you think about it, what do we have? We have a TV up there, a couch, a table,
Yeah.
2 chairs, a dresser.
That's going to somebody. And a coffee table that you're sitting on right now.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. We don't have much stuff left.
No.
But that's important, right? Because we've been through this process. So we gave a lot of it away, and we also sold a lot of our stuff. And we used different platforms to do that. We used a lot. Well, the main platform was Facebook Marketplace. We used Kijiji here in Canada.
Yeah.
And those ones were quite successful, and we were able to sell. And we still have a little bit to sell, but the vast majority is gone.
But that's what it kind of brings me some peace of mind, because we are not waiting until the last minute. And we have seen so many cases, like reading online, of last minute, I'm going to leave it tomorrow, and then I don't know what to do with my stuff. Nowadays, I mean, in our case, it's easy. We can go like in a week from now. I mean, we still have a month to go.
We could get out
But
tomorrow.
by starting the process and kind of taking your time, because we know it's not easy. And I remember going through the process with Christine a few months ago. I was telling her, okay, what are we going to do? And sometimes, we have to push a little bit harder, because, okay, let's go and let's decide what we wanted to do. And nowadays, I don't know if you feel the same, but
Yeah,
we feel more prepared.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's still the things that I've kept and that we've kept. Some wedding gifts that we were given, we've put those aside. My mother's silverware, I've kept that. Just a few little things, right? Something, you don't need to get rid of everything, but if you're going to keep something, you need to have somewhere to store it that isn't going to cost you a fortune. So we have great family. They set aside a little corner for us, but really we have 2 Rubbermaid containers, and not the big ones, small little rubber ones. And then with whatever was left over, mostly it was clothing. I ended up donating a ton of clothing. We would donate it to Goodwill, but a lot of my better work clothes that I would wear for my job, part of my job anyways, I donated to a women's shelter. I feel like that's a good use of my clothes. They were in really good shape, and perhaps they could help somebody proceed with their future endeavors.
Yeah, there are so many people who wanted to, I mean, that's what they wanted to do. We buy, but at the same time, just throwing away, it didn't make any sense. Would rather give to someone else who can get an opportunity to use and to love the same way that she did.
Yeah. And then the very last things that nobody seemed to want to buy,
Yeah.
we literally put them on the curb out front of our house and we post them on Facebook Marketplace free. I don't even know whether sometimes we got a chance to hit publish on that post before somebody came by and picked it up. So I feel like the vast majority of our stuff, we were able to either have people in our family utilize, somebody else was able to utilize it, and we earned a little bit of cash back as well.
Yeah, 100%. So what are some of the benefits in doing that?
I've actually found a lot of benefits in doing this because I found that, one, I made a big realization that I didn't realize I had as much stuff as we did. Because you put stuff in a drawer, you put it up on a shelf, you bury it in a closet, and it sits there for years and you never see it. So if I never see it and we never use it, what's the point in keeping it? Even if it's like super special. And I use quotations because we put all these special memories into a box and we shove them in a cupboard. And that's where they sit. If they're special and meaningful, let's use them. Let's pull them out and have them in our everyday life. And so I really realized that by decluttering and getting rid of stuff, I was actually helping to declutter myself. I feel lighter.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does. For guys, I don't know if maybe it's more like a thing, at least that's what happened to me. I already had gone through this process when I migrated to Canada more than 20 plus years ago. So I'm kind of used to, and I didn't have a lot of stuff, and I was not the kind of person who always bought a lot of those things. And Christine was saying, that's why I was saying she used like the 99, I used 00. Oh, what do I need to get rid of? Okay, pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, good. Next, what's going on? And
Yeah. For me, it was a very emotional process.
yeah, which is okay. Which is fair, right? So
I feel like emotional in a good way because I was able to really bring back a lot of memories by going through all these things that I hadn't thought of in years. And so by being able to go through them and pick out those pictures or those letters from my mom or Christmas cards that she wrote or stuff like that and scanning them in, I know that they might sit on a cloud in the sky, but I know where to go if I ever want to see her handwriting, right? Things like that. So it's a lot easier, and they're not going to be shoved in a corner somewhere. They're going to be preserved forever because the ink was fading. They were sticking together. They were going to be destroyed. And so this way, at least they're safe.
yeah, we were even talking a few days ago about this, and I was telling Christine, I really feel good. I don't feel heavy with a lot of stuff around us when we use it to have that. I mean, not to have to that extent, but I told you,
Yeah.
I kind of feel good not having a lot of things. It might.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good for us. We honestly have saved money, and I think that it is going to save us money moving forward. We haven't bought stuff in probably 2 years. Like I'm talking even clothes, like maybe a pair of jeans if one wears out, but that's about it.
That's true.
So we haven't been spending money on possessions, on things. We have been spending money on experiences. So we knew this time was coming. We wanted to spend as much time as possible with our friends and family. So we were really putting our energy and our money towards the experiences. And I think that's really shifted our mindset. And we really enjoy that more than going shopping for a new sweater that's just going to sit in my closet with a tag on it for 6 months.
Yeah, that's true.
It's shifted out how we think and see the world, I think.
Yeah. So for those of our friends who are watching the video now, are thinking about, do you think it was worth it? Would you recommend for them? Any lessons learned?
Lesson learned, it's going to take 10 times longer than you think it will.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 times harder than you think it will. But I think it's really important because there's a thing called Swedish death cleaning.
What is Swedish death cleaning, you say? Basically, cleaning out your crap so that others don't have to do it when you're gone.
If you can't keep track of your things, you have too many.
And I actually came across a series. It's on TV somewhere and it's literally called Swedish death cleaning, but you deal with your stuff so somebody else doesn't have to. I think that's a really important thing for anybody to do in their life, whether you're going to sell everything and travel the world or if you're just, preparing for the future.
And that doesn't mean that we are not gonna buy clothes or anything. We will, of course, but we can buy anywhere in the world. If you are planning to live, to sell our place, which, we are really close to, and go and start traveling the world, you need I don't know, like underwear. You can find it anywhere in the world. We live like in a global economy that there is not gonna be difficult at all to find what you need. Maybe not the same brand, but I'm not the kind of person who
Doesn't even
is looking for brands or and stuff like that. But you can do it.
Yeah. So the point is minimalism and decluttering and right sizing. Yeah. All these fancy words. I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to know what you have, ensure you're keeping what's important and meaningful to your life, and all the other noise, all the other clutter, if you can get rid of it, whether you're going to sell your house and travel the world or not, it really will bring a lot of clarity to your life. And I kind of feel like a lot of joy.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways, that's our plan. We have gotten rid of 98% of our possessions.
Yep.
And within the next few weeks, we will be down to those 2 Rubbermaid containers and 2 backpacks.
That's it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am. What about you guys? Are you guys ready?
What do you think about this down below? Is this something that you would do? It's not for everybody. We completely understand that. But would you consider it?
Yes. If you want to see how are you guys going to be able to travel the world, we recently released a video talking about our budget. I'm going to link the video somewhere up here, and you can go and take a look and see how we are planning to spend our money when we leave Canada. We leave soon. So,
yeah. All right, guys, take care.
Bye. Take care.